right, hello everybody. This is how to replace your gas water heater, DIY edition. Full disclosure, I am not a professional plumber, but I'm a homeowner and I just wanted to share this experience with you as I replaced mine myself at home. Okay, so you can see this is my old water heater that I replaced. So a few things that I want to mention that are important before you even start this project or even purchase your new water heater tank. So a few things you want to check are: number one, the specifications of your current water heater. Is it gas or is it electric? And another thing is the capacity. In 99% of the time, you should find all that detail on a sticker that looks like this that's placed on your current water heater. So for me, if I look closely, I can see that it's a gas and it's about a 75-gallon water heater, right? Another thing to keep in mind that's not necessarily on the sticker is the size of your current water heater and the newer ones. Newer ones are a little bit bigger and bulkier, so just put that into consideration just to make sure you have enough space to install the new one. If not, you might need to make some room. Now that we got all of that down, we're going to go to our local department store. For me, I went to Home Depot. Home Depot has a dedicated aisle for water heater and all the accessories that comes along with it. So here you'll see me walk through and look for my specific one that I'm looking for. As you can see, there's different styles and different specifications. So for me, I'm looking for a 75-gallon one. And here you'll see a bunch of fittings. So they have gas fittings, the little nipples that go in, and connection points. They have all of that. Right here, I found my 75-gallon water heater. Here's me hauling it away. As you can see, it's pretty big. 75 gallons is pretty big. And you can see me here putting it in a full-size SUV. I have a Toyota Highlander. I had to put it flat, and I did get assistance from somebody. Here's what comes out of the box. These are everything that comes in there. Now that we have our new water heater, let's go ahead and get started. So step one is to turn off your water heater. Rotate it all the way to off. And then you want to follow your gas line. You want to make sure you turn that off. So as you can see, I'm turning mine off to the right. And the next thing to do is turn off the water supply line. Now, if you don't know where your shutoff valve for that is, if you just touch on filling up your pipes, you'll see the color line is your water coming in, So you want to turn that off. So now that you have the water heater turned off, you are ready to start draining the tank. Connect the hose to your drain line. Locate the nearest faucet, turn it all the way to hot, and turn it back on. While you leave it on, you're going to go to your drain line, and depending on what type of water heater you have, just rotate it counterclockwise to open it up and just slowly start draining. As you can see, mine is in the basement, and I have a bathroom shower drain, so I had the hose directly draining to the shower. So as that goes on, as the water heater tank drains, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect all the fittings. So here I'm starting off with my gas line. Once that's disconnected, I'm going to move on to the vents. So the vents are connected by little self-tapping screws. So you can use just a standard handheld screwdriver, or you can use a power tool, your power drill. You want to make sure you get all of those disconnected, including the vent lines that are going out. And once you got that, next step will be to disconnect the water intake, your water coming in and your water coming out line. As you can see, mine is a soldered in copper. So the only way to disconnect is to cut it. So I have this little copper pipe cutter, and all you do is just fit it nice and snug around your copper pipe, and just rotate it nice and slowly. And again, for me, I'm not a professional, so I was taking my sweet time on this, just going nice and slow because I didn't want any water coming out, gushing and flooding my basement. So I was taking my time, slow rotation at a time. And here I started to hear some noise and was starting to freak out a little bit. but I just went slow, just one turn at a time. There we go. And you can see here, popping it off, nice and clean cut. So here, that's all you do. I did the same for the hot water line going out, just cut that as well. So now once I got everything disconnected, I got my gas line disconnected, I got my vent disconnected, and I got my 2 water lines disconnected. And once the draining is finished, I can go ahead and remove my old water heater out. Now take your time with this. Again, for me, it was a 75 gallon. It was pretty heavy, so I was not rushing. I was just taking it out nice and slowly. Once the water heater was out, just wanted to clean up and get rid of any extra pipes that I didn't need. Now this is a fitting that I got from Home Depot because for the 75 gallon one, the fittings were too big. It was 1 inch. So this is a 1 inch to 3/4 connector. Before I put that on the nipple that came with the water heater, went ahead and put some Teflon tape on it. And you'll see that there's a gasket that comes with it as well. So you're gonna put the little gasket on top before you screw it on. So right here, put that on. Then just hand tighten it first. And then get it nice and snug using your tools. And you don't want to over tighten it, so just take your time. Next up, you get to now connect because it will fit now. The other end of this is a shark bite, so that should not be any issue. I could just clip it into the copper pipe. I'm actually going to reuse this. I'm going to take this off from the old water heater and put it on the new one. Should be similar fit. So there we go. Got the hot water line going out connected, and I got the cold water line coming in. So now I'm going to slowly go ahead and open that up and let water come in slowly while monitoring any type of leak. So again, I just opened it barely, looking for any leaks. Here, I'm ready to go ahead and connect my new gas line. As you can see, I have piped out. So I'm going to put any point of connection. I'm going to put an excess. You'll see here, I put a lot of piped up and just figured more is better. The more the merrier. So right here, you notice that there's a little cap in the new one. So just make sure you get rid of that. Get a little that plastic cap. And here you'll notice that I was trying to reuse my old gas line fittings, but here you can see I didn't notice this, and I'm going to notice it in a second, but they're 2 different level, right? It's a little bit higher. So the old one used to sit a little bit higher, and now the new one is sitting lower. So as you can see here, I was devastated that I couldn't reuse it, and it also meant another trip back to Home Depot so I can get the flexible lines. So, you know, what's a project without at least 2 or 3 trips back to Home Depot? So here, make sure I cleaned it off before I went. Right when I was about to leave, I saw some bubbling coming out of the hot water side, so the water going out. So here, again, taking my sweet time, I'm going to tighten it up until no more water bubbles are coming out. And you'll see I'm just going very slow. Now that I got that taken care of, these are the flexible lines. They do come with a little kit, and I got a union as well. And so I removed the old union. I'm going to put the new one, and then I'm going to put the flexible gas line. So there we go. Let's try this again with the new flexible line. Now this came with the kit. This little brass color connector. You'll see I put a lot of pipe dope and just clean it up as you go once you tighten it up. And now, once you got everything nice and tight and secure, you're gonna wanna take your time with this because this is gas, this is no joke. As you can see here, I just took my time. I was just checking to see if there's any leaks, then slowly, barely opening it up. And I closed it right away as soon as I start smelling something, and then went back and started tightening everything. Once it passed the smell test, then I went to this soap test, which is a combination of just soap and water. Just squeezed it and just squirted it all over the connections and saw if there was any bubbles coming up. And again, you see I'm taking my time, and it did pass, right? Eventually, no more leaks. And once I made sure there's no more leaks, cleaned it up, and I did not turn on the water heater yet. In the instructions, it says to wait 5 minutes, so I just went ahead and started doing other things like this vents. I just went ahead and started connecting the vents. Then I realized the new water heater is not directly above my old one. Actually, the pipes will get in the way. So again, another problem. And so the only solution here is to cut off a piece of the pipe. But then I also noticed it's leaking anyway, so it might be a good, might actually be a good thing that I caught it. So now I'm gonna cut that off, cut it shorter, and have the vent lines connected. Got all of that sorted out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start off my water heater. Your water heater instructions to how to start it up is on your water heater. So just follow that for me. Here I'm looking it up, I'm trying to turn it back on, looking for a little flame. It's a little bit hard. I tried putting it on the camera, it's hard, but once you turn it on, it'll definitely show. Here, once I have it on, now it's burning, so all good. All good there. So again, that was how to replace your gas water heater. Again, I'm not a professional, but this is how I did it. I hope this was helpful. I hope you learned from it. If I did something wrong, or if there's something you guys can teach me, feel free to put it down in the comment, but I hope this was helpful. Thanks again, guys.